quick. Checking the feed, bear with us one moment. All right, we live. Hey, Shalom out there.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. All right, we are the brothers of Great Millstone Charlotte, back at you with another live lesson. All right, and before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. All right, so we're back at you with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Dash. All right, the title of this show here is Global Control. That was the plan all along. All right, and we're going to touch on some various things. All right, because we are in that time where Esau has to roll out his enterprise, man. Okay, remember he's on limited time, pursuing Revelation 12 and 12. You know, he has to come down with the wrath because it's over for him. All right, so through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, all of these things are pressing forward quickly, you know. And priest, if you got anything you want to add in there, feel free, you know.
God, man, this devil is trying to roll out, you know, his plan that he's had, you know, all along, man. This new world order system is going up, okay? And through the spirit, you know, we pretty much just going into how the Lord's going to frustrate his plans, man. He's not going. Right. It's not going to go like how he thinks, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Not according to his vision, right? So let's get into it. And we pray that this lesson is edifying for all those that are tuning in right now. All right.
That's right. You want to start with the joke or you want to do the video?
No, we're going to play the video and then we'll get into it.
Okay.
All right. WorldCoin control system. Let's check it out. And the Elder Apostle Har mentioned some of these things in one of the previous camp speakings, man. Going into the orb, you know, everything being tied to the UBI, the Universal Basic Income, which is another component of the beast. And so everything, all the components of the beast are coming together, man.
That's right.
You know, for this thing to fully roll out and enslave the planet Earth. All right. So we're here to warn you of it.
From a third world country, I have an incredible opportunity for you. You look into this orb so I can harvest immutable biometric data from your eye holes. It doesn't hurt, I promise. In exchange, I give you some of this shiny cryptocurrency that some rich dudes in San Francisco created out of thin air with zero economic effort. It's called WorldCoin, and its goal is to scan 1 billion eyeballs over the next few years to create a global identity platform and payment network. And no, this isn't the plot of a Black Mirror episode. It's a real project that just raised $115 million and already has over 1 million users. It's co-founded by the benevolent AI king Sam Altman and is backed by a bunch of VCs like Andreessen Horowitz, which is behind many other crypto projects like Alchemy, Coinbase, and Solana. And even Sam Bankman-Fried is an early investor. In fact, you may have already seen people wearing these WorldCoin t-shirts, walking around your village, putting these weird balls in people's faces. These are your friendly WorldCoin operators, and every time they scan an eyeball, they get some crypto. It's an ingenious business model. It has all the same Ponzi-nomics of your favorite cryptocurrencies, but is hacking humans to do the actual physical labor of collecting and processing biometric data. The way it works is it takes a bunch of images of your iris, which like a fingerprint is unique to every human, which is then used to verify your personhood so you can start using WorldCoin for everyday transactions. The actual images and biometric data itself is deleted from the orb, so there's no reason to worry about your privacy. The technology is actually quite transparent. They explain in great detail how the orb is manufactured, and some of the source code is available on GitHub. Ultimately, it's just a machine that can establish proof of personhood. But why would we need a proof of personhood protocol? Well, the main reason is the rise of artificial intelligence and the need to differentiate between man and machine. When it comes to financial systems, it can protect against Sybil attacks, which is named after a book about a lady with multiple personality disorder.
And I want to say this too real fast, and this is what this technology is pushing, because now you can't tell if it's AI. You know, you have to right now they have to be able to identify if you're a real person, and that's what they're going to use to push it, man.
Right.
You know,
they've been taking a lot of people's, you know, information as far as like what I've been seeing on things like Instagram. They got apps now that where you can like put your voice on there and they tell you like how your voice sound. You get the thing like you said, you scanning your people's eyes. You know, it's pretty much, man. This AI is being used as a catalyst to push why you need a digital ID to make it to where you're real. Like it's
Right.
going beyond, you know, certain websites that ask you like, are you a robot? You got to put the little code in. It's getting to the point where you gonna have to be the code, man. You know.
Right. Like it has here in this sign. This is a heavy sign for whoever brother made this, man. You know, because this is the image here, man. This is the system. Okay, this was the plan the whole time. All right, and it all is being tied back to the grain of rice.
Right.
You see? So let's go back to the video. Right.
If I get a quick precept, just
you got it, brother. Go ahead.
That's saying this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And this is pretty much all conditioning you people to get ready for the Karagma, man. You know, and you people gonna go right into it, man. Let's say you get your eye scan, you get however much money in crypto, like it. You people are stupid. They're gonna tell you talk about something. It's gonna delete your information afterwards. You know that's a damn lie, man.
You know that's a damn lie, right? But like, there's an article that I brought out in a previous lesson that said that people are itching to get this technology inserted in their bodies. They're itching to be a part of the system, man. You know, let me get that real quick too.
Because they're masking it. I would say they're masking it as innovation, and some people just want it because it looks cool, man. But you people are getting beguiled by the serpent all over again, man.
Exactly, right? Like basically, you know, this Satanism, if you will, you know, this technology is all being disguised as advancement.
Science.
You know, science. So that's the snare, right? Revelation 13 and verse 8, and it reads, it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. All right. So 2/3 Esau and the rest of these heathen are going to bow to the beast. They're going to bow to the system.
Yep.
Okay. A majority of our people are not going to make it. You know, that's why, hey, let me get one more.
I got one after you.
Romans chapter 10, I'm sorry, Romans 11 and verse 4, and it reads, it says, but what saith the answer of Yahweh Shema Shai unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. And the modern day image of Baal is this man's system here, man.
That's right.
You know, this which is ultimately being put, which is going to be the new idol. All right. As they said, you don't partake in the new system, you're not going to be able to participate through society.
That's right.
This is where it's headed, Jake. There's no running from it. There's no ignoring it. This is the reality that's at hand. Okay. You got it, priest.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Okay, and that's pretty much the warning that the Lord has given us. Hey, stick to the knowledge that the Lord gave us, which is these scriptures, man. Okay, don't get fooled by all this, you know, babbling that Esau is pushing, and especially with this so-called science. That word science goes back to pseudo. You know, it's fake because like you said, it's really Satanism masked as, you know, science, man. And you people are falling right for the you know, for the tune that Esau is playing, y'all, man. You know, so the Lord told us not to get fooled into this shit.
That's it, man. Many are gonna get tapped into the beast, man. All right, let's finish it out.
Artificial intelligence and the need to differentiate between man and machine. When it comes to financial systems, it can protect civil attacks, which is named after a book about a lady with multiple personality disorder, where one person assumes the identity of multiple accounts to game the system. That can be a problem in crypto, but is not really an issue in traditional banking. The bigger problem is that AI tools like deepfakes and voice cloning can create digital clones of people from their internet presence. And that's why it's more important than ever that the people who run these AI companies provide us with a global digital passport to keep us safe from these AI monstrosities that they created. It's not about money, it's all about making the world a better place. The WorldCoin Foundation is the initial steward of the protocol, but is intended to become a public open source network owned by everybody. And it could potentially evolve into a global universal basic income, which we're definitely going after GPT-5 takes all our jobs for good. That sounds awesome, and I can't wait to just hang out all day and play video games, but WorldCoin has a long uphill battle ahead of itself. The MIT Technology Review released a scathing article last year that alleged deceptive marketing practices among a variety of other issues. And then you already have a black market emerging in China for iris data to exploit the WorldCoin system. The biggest issue, though, is that people are resistant to look into the orb. The orb is your friend. You must look into the orb. What's funny, though, is that most of us have already given up all of our facial biometric data to companies like Apple, Meta, and TikTok in a far less transparent way. After the orb verifies that you're a human, your identity is added to a list of verified humans. Then the WorldCoin app generates a zero-knowledge proof to prove your identity without revealing any of your secret information. In theory, you could be totally anonymous on WorldCoin, but many are skeptical and think it's just laying the groundwork for a world currency that will be implemented by the upcoming One World government after the alien invasion of 2027, at which point they'll no longer scan our eyeballs, but instead use far more reliable alien probes. Oh my god, I just cracked the code. You can't spell probe without orb. I could be wrong here, but just to be safe, I'm going to stick with Monero for all my anonymous crypto need.
Right now, as we're going to get into in this lesson as well, you know, people are becoming privy to these ultimate plans of these devils, you know. And we're going to get that in a second. I got another video we're going to pull up here, but I want to read this article because, hey, like I said, this is the new world, man. All right. Facial recognition, eye scans, right? Scanning your wrist, scanning your hand, right? Like the chick up in, was it Whole Foods? I believe it was. It was a recent video of this.
Amazon.
Amazon.
Fresh.
Exactly. It was a recent video of this Edomite woman. She was scanning. She literally scanned her palm of her hand, man.
Yep.
To make payments. So that's that gradual conditioning to get ready to accept the MOTB. Right.
And all they gotta do is just bribe you with money, like how they said with the crypto, and these people are gonna go for it, man.
Right. That's the UBI, the Universal Basic Income. Hey, I'm gonna give you $2,000, $3,000, right, on your new digital money, right? But you got to take the grain of rice, right?
Hey, I got a this chick post this Facebook post, which just goes right into what you were saying, how people are waking up to what these devils are doing, right? So
right,
this is from this chick calling herself the goddess of wisdom. She said they are talking about giving people $2 to $3K a month for the rest of their life if you get a CHIP placed in your hand by the bank.
Wow.
This CHIP will be the way you pay for all transactions, being that we are going to digital currency and doing away with paper currency. People are going to line up with the quickness.
Exactly. People are going to line up quick, right? Because, hey, what we see now with Esau due to hyperinflation, right? He's breaking the people down financially so hard that they ain't gonna have no choice but to accept this thing, man.
They're gonna run,
right? They're gonna run to it.
$2 to $3K a month, especially Jake. They're gonna run down with their arms out, man.
Yes, and that's them trusting in the Egypt, you know. But this video that we just played here, this is from newstarget.com. It says, of course, WorldCoin will permit governments and private firms across the globe to use its World ID system. That was the plan all along, right? The World ID, right? World identification system. This is the image that's speaking. All right. It says, let's jump down. It says WorldCoin will permit governments and private companies across the globe to use its World ID system. According to a senior company executive, Ricardo I can't even pronounce that last name, Salakia. General manager for Europe at Tools for Humanity, confirmed the move in an interview at Reuters. He told the news outlet that WorldCoin is set to expand its operations by signing up more users and allowing other organizations to use its iris scanning and identity verifying technology. The TFH is the company responsible for WorldCoin and the accompanying World ID system. It says, quote, we are on this mission of building the biggest financial and identity community that we can. All right, you hear this? We are on this mission of building the biggest financial and identity community that we can. It's all being tied, all right, to this thing here. All right.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. That was the plan the whole time, right? reading on, it says the idea is that as we build this infrastructure, we allow other third parties to use the technology. The TFS executive clarified that the company's primary focus is to establish an infrastructure that enables governments and other entities to implement digital identity systems. Right, that's why we had the rolling in of what the Fed now, which came through in July when they launched it. Right, no more middleman. Right,
that's right.
You know, no more third party money transitional apps. You know, it says, for instance, companies could employ the WorldCoin's technology to ensure a fair distribution of services, like providing one free coffee to each customer without collecting personal data. It says WorldCoin is committed to making its iris scanning device known as the Chrome Orb an open source in the future. According to Marciria, this will enable others to contribute to the technology and utilize it to benefit their own communities. He told Reuters, anyone can in the future build their own orb, and it will use it and use it to benefit the community that is aiming for. All right. So this is all leading to what? Full control. This is that control system, right? Let me jump down a little bit more and we'll grab some scriptures. All right. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so it says, let me jump down here. It says, meanwhile, MIT Technology Review investigated the promises of WorldCoin to anonymize and destroy the biometric data of users to protect their privacy. Sadly, the review uncovered that the data destruction did not take place as claimed. Like you just said, Priest, they're not getting rid of that.
Exactly.
Everything is collected, you know, and stored away. It says, instead, valuable biometric information of users remain within the systems of the company. That was the plan.
Yep.
Okay. It says, furthermore, researchers from the Technology Review found evidence of how the company collected biometric data in developing countries like Indonesia, Kenya, and Colombia. The company reportedly used the Chrome Orb, with advanced cameras and sensors to capture the bodies, faces, and irises of people without proper consent. Okay, so hey, this is where it's at. Okay, and many are going to fall into the snare right here: eye scanners, facial recognition, palm readers, brain scans. All right, this is the new world, Jake. Okay, give me that Job 5 and 5 and was it 5 and 12? Bible Kushah.
Job chapter 5 verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Right. The scriptures say he disappointeth the devices of the crafty. This is the devices of the crafty, man. All right. The implementation of this technocracy, man, this image, the image of the beast that's speaking here. All right. And the Lord, Yahweh Shema Washai, is not going to allow Esau to fully, relish in this power here, man.
That's right.
The Lord is allowing this to come to fruition. All right. But like it tells us in Job, at the height of that sufficiency, are we not there? At the height of his sufficiency, at the fullness of his sufficiency, he should be in straits. So the Lord is going to crush his enterprise, man. Okay. It says, I'll read that for me again, Salakia.
It says he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
This is their enterprise, man. This world, this global system. Okay. Give me Isaiah 44 real quick. Isaiah 44 and 25. Just add on to that.
Isaiah chapter 44, verse 25. It says that frustrateth the tokens of the liars and maketh diviners mad. That turn.
Right. Read that for me. Read that for me again. You was chopping up a little bit.
Isaiah 44 and 25. That frustrateth the tokens of the liars and maketh diviners mad. Right, that frustrated the tokens of the liars, and that's what the prophets are doing, man. All right, we're throwing a monkey wrench into this devil's plans. All right, it's being revealed. We're basically on the rooftop, on the watch post, warning our people of what this man plans to do. Okay, this is how
Esau is going to defile the Lord's women by putting this biometric bullshit in your body, man. All right, to allow you to become fully merged into this system. Okay, right. Because those devices link you to the they link you to the system. They link you to the cloud, man. You know,
which is ultimately rewriting you in His image instead of you being a product of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is the goal that He's trying to do. All right, because He's trying to make this whole world in His image instead of it belonging to Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Exactly. I gotta add on to it before we play this next video. All right. Let me get
I had a little bit more still left in here too.
You go ahead and read it.
This is back in Isaiah 44:25. That frustrated the tokens of the liars and making diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward and maketh their knowledge foolish.
Yeah. It said that make diviners mad, man. Right? Hey, we pissing off this devil, man, because look, as he's slowly trying to implement this thing under the nose of the people, is being revealed, man. That's you know, right. All the Esau's plans, all right, all of his wicked schemes and devices are being aired out, man. As you brought out earlier, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Right? Because through the technology is how he's going to play God over you. As I brought out in this lesson before, this article here, it says, humans beware. Mad scientists discover that human DNA can be controlled with electrical signals from wearable devices. So what do you think that is? Right? Human DNA can be controlled, right? What did it say? Through electrical signals from wearable devices, right? So Esau is going to be able to modify your DNA. It's the same shit he did with the juice pack, man. It's like Priest Amawan said, those that got it, your DNA has been altered, which now you're not considered a human being. You've been patented by the system, man.
That's right.
You know, so now you have no choice but to really to get this thing, man. You basically waived your rights, right? When you allowed this man to defile you, because now your DNA has been rerouted, you know, so to speak. It's been changed. you belong to him. It's been compromised, man. This thing is deep. That's why the scriptures say that his heart is deep, man. Right. You know, man.
Well, you gonna say something? I was gonna say the Lord is showing you that He's throwing a monkey wrench in it, though, because as we're going into, as I said, he's gonna frustrate the plans of what this man's trying to do. I got one more for you.
You got
Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 9. It says, "The wise men are ashamed; they are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of the Lord, and what wisdom is in them?" Because as we're seeing, as they're trying to bring forth this new world order, they're going to run into hiccups, because not everybody is going to bow down, especially, you know, dealing with the elect, but even, you know, people of the world, you know, of their own nations. All right, certain Jake, they're not going to take it. They're going to be, you know, fighting against it. This is why all this information is coming out, and it's leaking so much. That's why they're pretty much just like, fuck it, we're just going to, you know, say what we're going to do anyway, because who's going to stop us?
Exactly.
But ultimately, the Lord is the one that's going to stop them.
Exactly. The Lord's going to intervene. And I want to make one point before we go into the next video clip, because what's this called? The helix, right?
Helix. Yeah.
Right. Now, as we read the title, that human DNA can be controlled with electrical signals from wearable devices. Did not they show you that in that Verizon commercial? Let me pull that up.
Oh yeah.
From back in like 2013. Bear with me. I just want to pull that up.
And one more thing while you pulling that up, just to show you that Esau is trying to change you, because they've done the research, and when they looked into the strands of the DNA, the Most High's name is written in our DNA, man. So when they're starting with the juice pack, they pretty much are essentially trying to tie you to them instead of being owned by the Most High.
Right. Exactly. I forgot what it was titled. Let me see. It was a Verizon commercial. Was it 2013? Let me see. Bear with me. If I can't find it, it's all good. Oh, that's the spirit.
There you go. Yep.
There you go. The Verizon 10 years ago. Droid DNA extrasensory, right? Let's play that. Because they showed you.
Droid DNA augmentation initiated.
Droid DNA augmentation initiated.
Ooh.
Come on, man. Then they showed. Then they show you how the technology that was put in them changed them. Look, hold on, let me play it back.
Hey, that's the L word that's in the juice.
Exactly.
Droid DNA augmentation initiated. Vision expanding to a 5-inch.
So they showed you, look at that. All right, how the nanotech took over the helix, right? So let me see if I can slow it down, man. I just want to pan on that one picture. Bear with me. Hold on. How you slow this thing down? Playback speed. All right. Let's see. No, that's too fast. Slovakia. It's the other way. Boom. See that? They showed you. Right? The tech taking over the helix. Right? So Esau, he puts that shit out there, man. Right? So going back, right? Hey, your DNA can be controlled through electrical signals from wearable devices, man. How much more plainer can that be made onto you, man?
Right.
You know? But anyway, going back to the video here, as we were saying earlier, man, people are becoming hip to this damn devil, man. Right? Let's play that. This was on the Australian news. Let's pull that up. Here we go.
Now, a story that has got a lot of traction in the UK, but not nearly enough traction here in Australia, is to do with the World Health Organization. Now, you will have seen various scare stories about, oh, there's a new pandemic coming, the next one's going to be worse, this sort of stuff. You will have read about that. What you won't have read much about is how the World Health Organization, I've warned you about this many, many times before on this show, are desperate to have some kind of global pandemic treaty whereby it would be the World Health Organization who says to separate countries, now there's dispute about what powers they would have, and Scott Morrison said, oh, no, don't worry, it would never get this bad. But at its worst, the reality is, or the fear is, that the World Health Organization will have the powers to be able to say such and such a state or such and such a nation or country or whatever is in a pandemic situation and must be locked down.
Quick scripture. Isaiah 29 and verse 15, and it reads, it says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide the counsel from the Lord. Yahweh Shai, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us, man? So as we're getting into this lesson, you know, this is all the revealing. The Lord is basically revealing the left hand. He's revealing the plans of the wicked. And over here in Australia, as they're trying to what's the word? They're trying to downplay it, but people are becoming aware. People are worried about the power that the WHO has obtained, man.
That's right.
People understand, look, they're going to bring forth another disease, another lockdown. All right. Shit is about to get real out here, which is going to cause further, you know, uproars of the people, civil unrest, right? And the collapse around the world. You know,
right, and they're openly telling you. I got one more for you.
You got it.
This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand. Because that's like I was saying earlier, you know, these devils have been given the power to go forward with it. This is why they're at the point now where they're just openly speaking about it because they know can't nobody stop them. You know,
exactly.
All the people can protest. You know, they can, call them out. They can do all these videos exposing them. But Yahweh Shai is having this go forward because this is part of prophecy because he's going to be the one to take them down, man.
That's right.
The Lord telling you that they're not going to accomplish what they're trying to do.
Right. He said, I raised Pharaoh up just to show my power in thee.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And see, while now, and Jake is all caught up with some damn folding chair. You know, acting like, you know, they got the victory and shit. Here it is. Right. It's all about to roll this shit out, man. You know?
Such and such a nation or country or whatever is in a pandemic situation and must be locked down, even if that entity says, no, we're not. Disputes.
Real quick, I want to add to that what you just said. This is, once again, they're coming out and telling you, like, you just had, what was it, Klaus Schwab's daughter?
Yep.
Pretty much guarantee you it was going to be climate lockdown soon.
Yep.
You know, so all this is pretty much coming out because Esau is about to make that move, man. We're right here, man.
That's it. He about to roll.
about whether that's what the agenda will be. But in the UK, MPs within the government are now getting very twitchy about what they see as the World Health Organization taking powers on a global scale to impose pandemics at will. This is a really serious story, and it will only stop if Australian voters speak up very loudly and very clearly on chat shows and radio shows and so on, saying we do not want a World Health Organization global pandemic treaty.
And Rowan, I think the thing here, you were right to couch this in an awful lot of sort of cautious language, because of course there can be extremism, but there's also a saying that goes around that says today's conspiracy theories are tomorrow's coming attractions. One of the things that really needs to be noted about the pandemic too is that so many of the jurisdictions that did best are the ones that did not follow the official narrative, the official advice. I'm thinking of Florida. I'm thinking of Sweden. So the idea that you would have this sort of, I don't know, well, you don't want to say world government because that would be all conspiracy theory, but this world body telling governments how to manage their pandemics, when in fact that world body fell and tumbled for the Wuhan model of containment and eradication, causing untold misery around the globe. I think people should be very, very wary about.
Absolutely. And remember, they started off by repeating the Beijing propaganda that this wasn't even going to be transmittable between people. And that was the first untruth that they came out with. And then from then was just this CCP model of lockdowns will cure you of this virus. We're going to eradicate a virus, which we knew from day one almost was going to be endemic. So that it was completely false. But I do challenge both of you on the notion that Australians will fight against this and Australians don't.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Wrong.
I'm saying they should fight against it.
Because as we saw, this was very confronting for me. This was seeing the country and people, as I never imagined I would, absolutely embracing these illiberal, cruel policies, whether it was playground bans, IVF bans, bans on seeing your dying family members, curfews. Every insane bit of overreach had enormous public support. Now, I know,
particularly in Victoria,
but there's also
everywhere across the country it had that enormous support. It didn't matter how irrational it was, how cruel it was. The majority wanted it and cheered it on. So I wonder whether there is actually...
You're right to raise that question, and that's why we need to point out, it's our job to point out how threatening and dangerous this is.
Yeah, so as you can hear him, people are aware, people are questioning, people are worried, how much power these devils really got, but everything that's being discussed here is about to come back in full effect, man.
That's right.
Right? Which is going to bring more civil unrest, man, more chaos all around the world. I want to read this just to add on. All right, because you got to have the spiritual eyes to see how this thing is about to blow up, man. All right. Back 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein," right? Destruction unto the world. It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." And you got people that are not going to be down with this, with this current system that they're trying to push. They're going to they're expecting resistance. It's going to happen. There's going to be a clash between the upper echelon, the people that control everything, and the common people, if you will. Right.
Right.
It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are not going to regard any of the regulations and laws at that time. When you're talking about when people can't buy and sell with the money no more, you can't, participate in society because you didn't take the devices, all hell gonna break loose.
Right.
Which is going to implement the martial law, the lockdowns, and so on and so forth. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able to, right? Because if you don't have the grain of rice, if you're not a part of the system, right, your ass gonna be stuck in the city. You ain't gonna be able to leave the house. You ain't gonna be able to move around.
That's like those movies that they show you, such as the Hunger Games, was it Insurgent, whatever the little 3-part movie is like Insurgent, Divergent, and I've got the other one. But they show you In Time with Justin Timberlake. They had to have certain, specifications to be able to leave the region that was put in, and it's not coincidental. It's what is it 10 FEMA zones in America?
Mm-hmm.
So they got everything sectioned off how they want it because they about to lock this thing down, man.
Right, exactly. Reading on. It says, 2 Ezra 15 and 17, a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. It says, verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You're talking about a time of lawlessness and chaos plaguing the streets. It says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? And the brother's been going into the lessons about what famine is going to make every knee bow. Right. People are going to lose it when they don't have access to their resources anymore. That's why we said we've been warning Jake. How you live your life in America is about to change drastically, man. Right? On how you go your day to day, you're out and about, going to get groceries, going to the bank, working your job. All that shit is about to come to a screeching halt, man. Right? Jake is not prepared for this transition.
Hey, and that's why you've been hearing a lot of talk of blackouts, and certain areas it's been getting hit with the blackouts because that's really what's going to set this whole reset off, man. Because the whole great reset is coming from this current system has to crash, and the great reset will be the reboot, which is going to be the system predicated around the MOTB.
That's right.
So, like you were saying, people's lives are about to dramatically change because they already know when the power goes out and it goes dark in America, these people are going to bug out. There's going to be riots and people, getting killed or whatnot already. So how much more when the power go out, man? And they're counting on that because the people are going to be so distraught. They're going to ask for a new system, and they're going to be given what they want, which is this new world order system.
That's right. That's right. And it's all by design. Let me pull something up. Right. Where was that at? Polycrisis.
While you getting, I got a precept.
Got you.
This is Psalms chapter 60. Hold on real quick.
I'm gonna find that article while you get that.
Psalm 60 and 6. It says, actually I started at 5. It says they encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privately. They say who see them because all this of what we're going into, Esau has been planning since the inception of the Illuminati, man. This new world order, this one world government, religion, currency, it was all about control from the beginning. So the different things that we've been seeing, the progress that they've made with the technology, all right, the different laws and things they have been passing since 9/11. All these things were catalysts to lead up until this point to where they can introduce this new system that's going to entrap the whole world in, man.
Exactly. I just want to read this before we go back to the video, right? But just adding on to what we're saying here, it says, I don't want to say the word for YouTube purposes, but you can read it here. The G word. It says, Polycrisis of doom is of their own making, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me read this real quick. Here it says, every single crisis facing the world today has been orchestrated by the same elitists who want to take over the world, says Klaus Schwab. Stakeholder capitalism, a model I first proposed a half-century ago, positions private corporations as trustees of society. And another lesson that I did going into another component of this beast system was social credit scores.
Yep.
Right. That's the latest thing. And they said that in the article that I was reading, it said that banks are becoming highly political. Right. Okay. So what you post on social media, the videos and things that you like and the things that you say is all being recorded and it's being stored away with these banks. Right. So they have the ability to deny you your bank account, your deposits, your access of money based off of your views in society, man. You see,
we got an example of that of how they did Kanye. He was
yes,
going through that whole little saga. They pretty much closed his bank account down, or he lost millions of dollars.
mm-hmm.
You know, so that's where we're headed, man. Which
Right.
you heard Klaus Schwab say that he looks at China as the model of how he wants the world to run.
Yeah, because it's the same system that they adopted, right? So I just want to read this paragraph. We'll go back to the video. All right. It says the alleged polycrisis says the world's economy and the society were not thrown into disarray by a demic disease, but rather by the global policy response to an alleged demic disease. Similarly, the war in Ukraine isn't causing a complete realignment of the international monetary and financial system. The regionalization of supply chains in an energy crisis or giving rise to a multipolar world order. Once again, it's the sanctions and the geopolitical policy response to the war that is throwing the planet and all of us in deeper into turmoil. Okay, so this is all being done intentionally by the powers that be. Okay, so let's go back.
I got a preset for you. Off what
You got it,
read.
brother.
This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 17. It says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Now, when you go into this word undermine in the etymology, it says to injure by invisible, secret, or dishonorable means.
That's right.
And that's what he's trying to do to the world by bringing all these different crises to to the planet. But he's the one that's causing it. So he's causing it. Then he comes around and tells you, well, this is how we're going to fix it. So that's why you have that term was a problem reaction solution.
That's right.
Or order ab chaos, order out of chaos.
Mm-hmm. Come on, man.
Talking to Dr. Asim Malhotra later in the show. Make sure you watch that. He's got questions around vaccines. But the question of let me just make a point about the global pandemic. We raised this on this program last year at the time of the election. Just before the election, the Spectator Australia ran an exclusive saying that the Morrison government was going to sign up to the global pandemic treaty. Every May, the World Health Organization gets together. They all sit round. We send people over there. They all sit around, sign bits of paper. We've got no idea what they're signing us up to. Morrison came out and said, absolutely, that's nonsense. The story's not true. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. The reality is the Australian government, whether it's Morrison or Albanese or anyone else, sends bureaucrats over to these meetings. They all sit around. We don't know what they sign us up to. And the fear is, and James is right, I do couch it because we've got to know. We don't know. That's the problem. We don't know what they are signing us up to. And the reality is the World Health Organization made it crystal clear, James, that they want that ability to have a global pandemic treaty.
Well, and the thing here that underlies this and so many things that we need to be vigilant about and what people need to be vigilant about, but they get called conspiracy theorists and whack jobs and things like that. The fundamental idea behind all of this is this idea that freedom is somehow the problem. And this is the issue with so many of the issues that we face, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's the climate crisis, if you want to say that in quotes, whatever the issue is. People having too much freedom is the thing that annoys the regulators. And we're going to see this. We saw the Climate Council this week come out and say that, well, to fight the climate thing, not only do we need to all move to EVs, but we need to own half as many cars and take half as many car trips. We need to take trips according to the public transport schedule. We see this on level after level after level, and this is what people need to be really vigilant about. It is not freedom that is the problem. It is always the people who want to take your freedom away.
And we're now in a world where really it's not left versus right. It's authoritarianism versus freedom, as James says, or the collective, the greater good, versus freedom of the individual to make their own choices. And what we saw during COVID, which is why we must have a royal commission, as Rita was saying, to find out what actually happened during COVID. We must have that royal commission into what actually happened and what did happen to our freedoms and at what cost they came.
Beautiful, man. So this is what we've been trying to warn you, Jakes, man. Hey, your freedom of speech, your ability to roam and move around in America as free as you've been is all about to go away, man. Right? The ability to buy food and use the money, all of this shit. Our people don't see this stuff, and these Edomites are just putting it out there plainly. All right, we have the answers. hey, we have the understanding of the scriptures. The Lord has warned us of these things, man. You see that? So the point is that in the midst of all of this turmoil and chaos and calamity, the elect will be preserved through it all. All right. The Lord is going to make a way for his elect. All right. You have something, priest? Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 16, dealing with the elect. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears for they hear. Because we're not, Lord willing, we're of the elect. We're not going to be taken by the snare that Esau is laying for the rest of the world, man. The Lord is going to deliver us out of, the hands of this devil, man. Because as you're saying, as he's preparing to pretty much strip the world of their freedom, all right, that's knowing this is coming. This is preparing us, all right, to draw closer and closer to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because that's how we know, hey, when we're kicked off the grid, we're not going to worry because we know that we have our power behind us, man. He's like the scripture say, his servant's going to eat, his servant's going to drink, while the rest of the world is mourning and weeping. We're going to be taken care of, man. That's
right, brother. That's right. I got something real quick. Psalms 43 and verse 1, and it reads, it says, judge me, O power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation, all right, which would be the nation of Edom.
That's right.
It says, oh, deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man. And the Lord is going to deliver the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, man. He's not going to allow Esau to fully defile his woman. He's not going to allow Esau to completely destroy Jake. See what I'm saying? Because it's not going to be easy for him, man. All right. The Lord, and we see as this lesson we're going into, as we see World War III right at the doorstep, the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushua revealing themselves, confounding Esau. All right. We got the almost damn near the final rollout of this CHIP being made mandatory. All these factors determine the end of this shit, man. We right there. You see? I have something real quick, but if you got something, I'll bring it out. There's a scripture I was looking for. I got to find it real fast.
Okay. While you get, I get this. This is Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Lord is going to preserve us as long as we continue to trust in him, man. Because Esau is preparing everything that we're seeing taking place to make the people bow.
That's
the famine, all right, the pretty much all these, the destruction of everything we're seeing, this is all to make you bow the knee. But the Lord says if we continue to trust and believe in him, that he's going to keep us from the hour of temptation, man. That's it. In the NLT, it says the hour of testing.
Right. Beautiful. Here we go. I found that scripture. Mm-hmm. All right. And I'm going to read this in the NLT because this is heavy. This is Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 13. I'm going to read 13 through 16. And it reads, Habakkuk 3 and 13, it says, thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, even for salvation with thy anointed. Thou woundest the head out of the house of the wicked by discovering the foundation unto the neck. Salah. It says, verse 14, thou didst strike through his stalls the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. The rejoicing was to devour the poor secretly, man, because a lot of this, the majority of this shit is set up to get rid of Jake. All right, to destroy Jake. Okay, the scriptures also say in Psalms, the 10th chapter, that his eyes have been privily set against the poor. All right, it says the rejoicing was as to devour the poor secretly. Thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses, through the heap of great waters. When I heard my belly tremble, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will evade them with his troops. Right now, let me read this in the NLT. Okay, because this is what the Lord is about to defend his people, starting with the elect, man. Right? I want to read that same verse in the NLT. Bear with me. All right, let me just pull it up here. Give me 1 second. All right, this is Habakkuk 3 and verse 13. And we're going to read that in the NLT. All right, here we go. I got to pull it up here. Let me share this.
Is it easy? I can just read it on mine.
Okay, yeah. Do that then. That's cool.
You said Habakkuk what?
Habakkuk 3 and verse 13 through 16 in the NLT.
All right. This is Habakkuk 3 and 13 in NLT. It says, "You went out to rescue your chosen people, to save your anointed ones.
To save your anointed ones, the elect, man. Go ahead.
You crushed the heads of the wicked and stripped their bones from head to toe."
Right. You crushed the heads of the wicked and stripped their bones from head to toe. The Lord is going to completely destroy Esau last, man.
That's right.
Because we're at that point where he thinks he has us, right? He thinks that he's about to win, right? They're ready to roll out this shit, man. He thinks that they're about to rule the world. They're going to get the victory, right? Read on.
Right. With his own weapons, you destroyed the chief of those who rushed out like a whirlwind, thinking Israel would be easy prey. Damn.
Right. You see? Thinking Israel, and you thought Israel was going to be an easy prey. But the Lord said, it said that the Lord destroyed you with your own weapons. And how is he going to do that? Through the missiles, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is why, as you can see, the Lord is raising up Gog and Magog.
Yep.
All right. The land of the Medes, which is the Russians. Right. And they're prepared to send missiles over here, man. The alliances that are being made with the nations, as we went into the lesson yesterday, pretty much the majority of the continent of Africa is siding with Russia.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Iran, China. You see what I'm saying? They're coming against NATO in America, man. BRICS, right? Read verse 14 again. Huh?
It says, "With his own weapons, you destroyed the chief of those who rushed out like a whirlwind, thinking Israel would be easy prey.
Go ahead.
You trampled the sea with your horses, and the mighty waters piled high."
Right. Going back to what? The chariots, man.
That's right.
Hey, the chariots are invading. Okay. They're showing, the chariots are showing their force. Okay. They're showing their power to Esau, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, verse 16, "I trembled inside when I heard this. My lips quivered with fear. My legs gave way beneath me, and I shook in terror. I will wait quietly for the coming day when disaster shall strike the people who invade us."
Ooh. You see? I will wait quietly for the coming day when disaster will strike the people who invade us. Because that's what Esau is trying to do.
Yep.
All right. He's trying to he's prepared to come down upon us. The only thing that he has left is to get physical with us, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He couldn't do nothing against the truth, his word, right? His lies, all of his lies, his narratives are being crushed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So it's at the point now where the devil just got to roll down. Mm-hmm. Pursuing to Revelation 12. Let me read that. Revelation 12, last verse. Right? Revelation 12 and verse, read it for me, the last verse, Revelation 12 and 17.
Gotcha. Revelation chapter 12 and 17. "And the dragon was wroth with the woman." The dragon
is essentially Esau, all right? This system, this beast system. Okay? Go ahead.
"And went to make war with the remnant of her seed."
Right, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, man. That's talking about the elect. Go ahead.
"Which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach."
Right. So Esau understands who has the 100% truth. He knows who the true prophets are.
That's right.
Right. And he's prepared to come down with that great wrath, man. When the enemy should come down, come in like a flood, as the scriptures say, then the Lord should lift up a standard against him. Okay. He thinks that he got Israel, like we read in the NLT. He thinks that Israel will be an easy prey. Right. That's those strong delusions that this devil is under. He thinks that he's really going to do away with Jacob.
Right.
You know? So it's heavy. So we know that the Lord is about to make that move, man. As the left hand prepares to make its move, the right hand is already 2 steps ahead.
That's right.
You
know? We finished out that Job 5. We want to.
Yeah, finish that out. Jump down to it. Jump down to verse. Was it?
Was that 15?
Yeah, jump down straight to it. Yep.
Okay, this is Job 5:15. It says, "But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor have hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. Therefore despise thou not the chastening of the Lord. For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hand make whole. He shall deliver thee and 6 troubles, yea, and 7, there shall no evil touch thee.
You can speak, brother.
Right. And so, hey, that's guaranteed. All right, we got help that's going to deliver us from tribulation that he's bringing, man. That number 7 is perfection, man.
Okay.
You know, or completion. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. So the Lord's not going to starve out the elect, man. All right, we're not going to be overtaken by what this devil is trying to bring, man. All right,
that's right.
It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shall there be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Right. So when the nuclear missiles touch down here, man, we're going to be delivered from that, man. That's going to be the destruction of Babylon the Great and the rest of the wicked on the earth.
That's right.
It says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And that's probably going to have one of the ways the Lord is going to use to take care of the elect through the animals, like he did in the past, man.
That's right. That's right.
You want to keep going?
No, that's it. That's it. So that's pretty much it, man. We just wanted to show this is the global control was pretty much the plan the whole time, and now we're seeing the fruits of it manifest. All right.
Yep.
Esau, as we saw in the video clip here, Esau is just exposing and letting it be known, because the people are starting to fear. They're seeing the power that the WHO has. All right. And this world coin shit, the orb, on how it's just all going to be tied. Let me pull it back up. On how it's all going to be tied to all right, to the grain of rice. All right. The image of the beast, which is speaking this system. All right. Facial recognition, eye scanners, palm readers, all that, man. All going to be tied to that digital blockchain, which is ultimately CHIP. All right. For total enslavement. That's right. Where you can be completely tracked and monitored, man. All right. He could control your the essence of you, So that's pretty much it. Priest, you got anything else you want to add in there?
That was pretty much it.
That's it, man. So we'll leave it like that. All right. And we're gonna continue to stay on the MOTB. We're gonna continue to warn you about this technology, because it's written, man. It's part of the prophecy. All right. And we're gonna give you we're gonna continue to give you the warning, man.
That's it.
Blowing the trumpet, man. So hey, we played that this message, this lesson was received. To all those that tuned in, we prayed it was edifying, man. We're gonna close it out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and double salutation to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. All right. Hey, stay privy to the prophecies, man. All right, it's going down. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yes, sir.
Yep.